everybody! Excited Utterance here. My name's Ella. How are you all? It's good to see you. It's been a little while. It's been a little while. Ah, so good to see you all. Oh, well, some stuff's happened. Some stuff's happened. Or has it really? Has stuff really happened? Or has just some idiot gone onto some channel and spouted some crap? Don't know. That's what we're going to talk about today. Whether or not it's even worth paying attention to some idiot on some stupid channel. I wanted to talk about that. So before we do that, I would like to say hello to some people. I would like to say hello. Maddie B was whining an hour ago. An hour? I need content now, Hella. First, though. Hey, Maddie B. Bye, Franz is here. First Best Gigi. Hello, First Best Gigi. Sleuthy Goosey was pretty early. How are you, Sleuthy? Nice to see you, love. Hey, Kat. Good to see you back, Kat. Kat was here yesterday for my Shanna Gardner stream. Everyone needs to go back and watch the Shanna Gardner stream because that is a really interesting case out of Florida. They're trying to kill her, and she didn't do it. Fancy that. I tend to only follow cases where the defendant is innocent. Note that. I really couldn't care less about where the defendant is very clearly guilty because I find those quite boring. So yeah. Miss Angie's here, my loves. Hello, my wife. My blonde sister. I love you. Good to see you. And what is Cletus? Who's Cletus punched me? Who is Cletus? I know of a Cletus over on X. He's Cletus True Crime. He's a bit of an idiot. I blocked him. Who else we got here? Lesko's not here, is he? I hope Lesko's not here. Fan's here. How are you? I was told to be here. Well, good. You do as you're told. Who else we got? Court of Public Opinion. Nice to see you. The state courts and prosecution in Indiana operate like a mafia criminal organization with predetermined outcomes. Well, Indiana's not the only place, but I know that you know a lot about Indiana. And thank you for all of your help and input into everything but my investigations as well. I appreciate that. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Mavka's here. How are you, Mavka? Causing trouble as usual. You're going to behave today, aren't you? You're going to behave. Sniffles! Sniffles with the fire D's. Living my best life. And the D is fire! Do you all get that one or not? That's a bit of an old one. But I've kept the emoji. The D is fire. I did cover that case even though she is guilty. Because, you know, the D is fire. Hey, Cindy. Oh, you're prettier. I want your hair. Christine is here. Christine's channel is going so well. I'm so jealous, Christine. I don't know. Like, your lives. You just get all these numbers for your lives. Who are those people? Well done, mate. You're doing so great. Lindsay's here. How are you, Lindsay? Yeah, there's discovery fuckery going on in the Shanna Gardner case, but that's not the only thing. There's also taint. And you know where there's taint? I'm on the case. Where there's taint. Where's Dali? I kicked him out. Oh, he was here before. I kicked him out. Kidding, he left on his own. Hey, how are you, Half Irish? Wait, R&M has a wrench? What's going on here? Ha 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 ha. Well, you know, she's been nice to me. and just been very, very nice to me. So she gets revenge. Till she starts to be a mean girl to me. Once she starts being a mean girl to me, she loses her wrench. You wait and see. Mean girls, they lose their wrench. Deeps is here. Ah, that's why Hella loves me. I'm innocent. Yeah, that's what it is. We'll see. Ah, that's right. It's really boring when like they're all just like super guilty straight away, and that's why I don't follow all those channels that are just like they think everyone's vile and a narcissist and so guilty. Can't stand that. So boring. So boring. Post punk mama is here. How are you? Guilty. Oh, David's here. My first law, not going to call you daddy. My first law mentor person. This is for all the hard work. 1999? Why, thank you. That's so sweet of you. You keep coming in with the super chats. That's nice of you, David. I appreciate you. Aren't you lovely? Aren't you lovely? I miss you too, Christine. Oh, I'll get you HTC Lauren's autograph for you, Helen. Oh, okay, guys, get this right. So, Dali is going to the Laurie Vallow trial because it's just near him because he's in Arizona. And guess who he's going to get to meet? Yeah, because he's a really big fan of Lauren. Right? Not kidding. And so I said to him, what you need to do is you need to go stand next to Lauren and you need to get someone to go take a photo of you and you need to write "Free Ricky Bay" on your tummy and then you need to go, whoo. How great would that be? Hey, Chilo. He has to do it now. I've told everybody he's got to do it. You do want to low-key troll her. Look, I've told everyone now you've got to do it. Right? So you need to come back with a photo. You need a Free Ricky Bay photo with Lauren. You will be utterly trolled until you do it. So that's it, darling. That's it. You know what the assignment is. You must come back with the photo. Lauren needs to learn to do makeup or something if he wants me to call him a woman. Stop it, Monica. Oh, that's so mean. You're going to tell everyone too. Just distract her personal assistant so she has a meltdown. Yeah, well, she won't have any notes to report back with. Luckily, this time it's being streamed, you see, so she doesn't have to report back with any facts. Oh, sorry, I'm being a mean girl now. We are going to talk about that channel today. I have some things to talk about regarding that channel. Some facts, actually, because there are some myths about that channel. And yeah, I just want to clear some things up. Hey, Candy M. Hell, maybe Laurie makes her a witness in the trial. Oh, did you see that Laurie has named Nate Eaton a witness, or she's tried to name him a witness in the trial because, okay, if you don't know anything about Laurie Vallow, her arch nemesis is this reporter, Nate Eaton from Idaho or East Idaho News, who's been following her around for years and going, "Where are the children, Laurie?" Right? And he's a big guilter, and it's easy for him to be a big guilter because Laurie and Chad were guilty all along. It's pretty obvious, right? Anyway, she went and named him as a witness for the defense, meaning that he would be precluded from watching the trial, being in the trial, and therefore reporting on the trial, right? And of course, that made him seethe, and he got to report on the fact that he was seething, and all of the people watching put little comments in the chat going, "Oh, we can't believe how evil she is, evil, evil, evil." And he wrote a response to that to the judge going, "I can't see why I could possibly be a witness. I never witnessed anything," etc. And the judge has overruled that for now. But then she went, "Oh, but we could investigate him, right?" So they're going to investigate him. It's too funny. The whole thing's so funny. But yeah, anyway, yeah, maybe Laurie could make her a witness in the trial. Maybe if Lauren pisses her off enough, she could. I wouldn't put it past Laurie. Laurie's actually doing a really good job of being a pro se defendant. It's actually really interesting. Dali's covering it, guys. If you want some first hand access to that one. Anyway, uh, Nate Eaton low key annoys me. Oh, big time, big time. He's super annoying. He's a big guilter too, right? And he's had a really easy job of reporting over the years because it's pretty easy to just go, "Oh, they're vile and disgusting." Sorry, I'm very cynical. Oh yeah, she's definitely going to try and get Nate again. The only reason I'd watch Laurie's trial is to watch her Laurie. Oh, exactly. That's what we're doing, and it's great. She's actually coming up with some excellent points. Yesterday, I had a big rant in her favor because she came out and said, "I can't defend myself properly because I'm incarcerated and I want a speedy trial, yet I can't prepare for my trial." Hello, that's a big deal. It's true. You can't. Anyway, enough of that. Back onto the topic. So, here's the thing. This bugs me a little bit. That we've got Nick McLeland, besties with, hang on, call me Lord Daddy and Sal Baby Sal. No, I won't, but thank you for the super chat, David. We got Nick McLeland, and he's besties with Lauren, and I suppose to a lesser degree, is it Dr. John over at Hidden True Crime. And there seems to be a fairly new alliance, right? So it seems to be something that's only happened since the trial. And it makes me wonder if this was something that was kind of a plan all along. Because is there anyone in chat who was watching that channel early on, like when they actually went to Delphi, like when Lauren started the coverage over at the beginning, like pre-trial, like went over there, like when they first sort of picked it up, because I know they were covering it a bit over the, like they did a few streams over the years and things, didn't they? Like it wasn't their first bite at it when the trial started, right? Hey, woman. Hey, Michael, taking a page from Tweedle's besties in exchange for acts. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can totally see that's what's happening, Michael. But my question is, did they just start this around trial time, or had they been sort of flirting with the prosecutors prior, do you think? Because I'm curious to know if this whole thing about Lauren being undecided about whether Richard Allen was guilty was a big show. Because I know that a lot of people sort of left in disgust, having watched their coverage early on in the trial or mid-trial, going, no, this is quite biased. She is A, she's not reporting the facts correctly, but and B, um, she seems to be quite heavily just erring towards the prosecution. She's not seeing reasonable doubt. And then as soon as it got to the verdict, she just completely flipped. That's it. The jurors made the right decision, and she was besties with everybody on that side. So I'm curious as to whether people think that this was something that had been going on for a little while prior, or whether it just happened then, like, or just like that, suddenly there's this relationship going on. Someone not reporting facts correctly? What? The day she flipped was hearing Rick's confession, where he said he was going to grape them, in my humble opinion. Chilo, I think that's giving a fair bit of grace. I think that is actually assuming that she was thinking kind of rationally, right? So that would mean that she actually made a decision based on some sort of fact, right? And I'm not saying it's a correct decision, but she's actually thinking through the information that's coming forth. And what I'm suggesting, and this is not going to be very popular with some people, but what I'm suggesting is that there was a plan right from the start to go with the guilty narrative and look like it was being objective, but the end result was going to be to, that's the ice cream man, to go with the guilty, assuming that he was found guilty, right? And between you and me, guys, or us, he was going to be found guilty, right? There wasn't much chance of him being found not guilty. It was slim. It was a very, very, very slim chance he was going to be found not guilty, right? Sad, but true. That's the way it works. And they had a pretty good idea that that was going to be the case, but they kept their options open. And they're a guilting channel, right? They know most of their audience love that, yeah, that bloodthirsty, he's vile drama. They love all that, right? They don't really love the whole, oh, isn't it terrible? He was tortured and he's innocent. That's not really who they are, right? So I feel that they went into this in kind of in the hope that he'd be found guilty, kind of with their bets down that he was going to be found guilty, and they went in and said, oh, you know, we'll decide with everybody else. We'll make up our own minds. And then when the jury handed down that verdict, I think Lauren and John were pretty happy because that was ching ching. Yeah, like bloodluster. I'm going to be a bloodluster, right? And Hella does a literal cow come deliver your ice cream, kind of. Yeah. And I just, sorry, I look at these things like a marketer, like a business person, and I think about the production that is this big channel, and it's a big channel, right? Don't underestimate the amount of money that is behind this, right? And I also want to talk to you guys about a little myth that's going on here. There's a myth happening. People think that they lost a lot of subscribers and revenue and stuff because of their narrative surrounding Delphi. That ain't true, guys. That ain't true. They're in denial about lack of evidence and answers, so they got to double down. That's not why they're doubling down. Finn. Guys, I'm going to show you something. They had a spike in subscriber numbers, and I mean subscriber gains, in October, November last year, which was the most that they'd had in well over a year. Did you know that? Did you know that? So let me show you. Monthly gained subscribers for Hidden True Crime. So see this spike over here? See this one? So that is September 2024. Monthly gained subscribers, 23,000. October 2024, monthly gained subscribers, 27,000. So, and generally every month they gain subscribers, right? It's unusual for them to not gain subscribers. They tend to, right? So yeah, in August they gained 4,000, but yeah, look at that spike, and it's pretty common in the Christmas month or so to have a bit of a slower period. But when I say slower period, it's pretty kind of normal, and then up again in February and March, 9,000. 1K increase every time what happens, it's written. You can say they're buying subs. I don't know. It doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you. But I mean, usually when people buy subs, they disappear. And the channel gets some sort of like it's like it's not good for the channel. They lose subscribers very, very quickly, so they get taken away. Guys, I mean, you can try and explain this however you like, right? But then if we go and look at their actual views on their videos, let's have a look. Views, video statistics. Let's look at video statistics. Okay, so let's look at like generally like this one with Becky Patty. It's got 140,000 views on it. 2,286 comments. Ignore this earnings thing. It's generally pretty wrong, and I want to talk to you a little bit about earnings in a minute. But it's got the 7,186 likes. Comments are a big deal, right? So comments, you can't really buy comments. You can't really buy them. So, I mean, you can, but you can tell if they're fake, like they look fake. Like if you go in and actually look at the comments, you can see that they look computer generated. Like they'll look like, oh, great video, please share, or some crap like that. Like it looks like AI generated type, yeah, and by a fake user. Whereas if you go in and actually look at the comments on that particular video, we could go and look at that video and see whether or not people are properly interacting. So question is, do they really have almost 140,000 views on that video with that many comments? What do you guys think? I don't know, guys. Look, I mean, I know it's hard to swallow, right? But I think it's real, right? And the next thing I would like to just put out there for everybody to consider is, firstly, are we contributing to it in any way by paying attention to them? Right? And yeah, it is a lot. You need time to digest, right? Are we contributing to this, right? And does it matter, right? Because these people are going to have views. They're a big channel. They're going to have views, right? Yeah, it's a media arm of the state, new media. Yeah, fine. What's a normal video like? Good question. That's a really good question. In fact, that's really interesting because Gabby Petito body cam, you would have thought 1 month ago a body cam that was around the time the Netflix thing came out, you would think that would have had more, and it's only got 75,000 views. Soto coverage. Where's the Soto coverage? Megan Boswell. I would have thought Utah House of Horrors. That went a bit higher. Maddie Soto. No, it's only got 39,000. Body cam on Maddie Soto. These are all lower, these ones. So yeah, that Becky Patty one was really high. 101 on Sarah Boone. 317 on Delphi murders. What really happened to Abby and Libby Richard Allen trial and updates 5 months ago. Wow. Wow. And FMM 2.0. Hello, Dina. How are you? Stopping in to say hi. Got to run. That's so sweet of you. 1999 super chat. You are darling. Oh, so nice to see you. Thank you. Hope you're having a good day, mate. They have real growth because they were people with a guilt bias looking for confirmation. I'm saying it's exaggerated. Oh, it's Trenton. Look, it's interesting. I find this stuff really, really interesting. As a marketer, I find all this stuff super interesting, and that's why I went looking, right? Because I feel like when you are interested in something and you have a vested interest, right? When you are used to seeing things from a certain point of view, and also technology feeds you that point of view, like there's an algorithm, right? And I believe that Richard Allen is innocent, and I like to speak to people who believe that Richard Allen is innocent. I don't particularly like to speak to people who don't believe Richard Allen is innocent because they annoy me. Right? So I don't watch this particular channel. I'm not even subscribed to it. So they don't come up in my feed. Right? So the algorithm knows that, and it doesn't try to show that to me. And I think that's probably the case for most of you guys. Yeah. So, but as a marketer, I'm interested in knowing why this is successful. And I'm not offended by the fact that it's successful. I'm just interested in the fact that it's successful, right? And I've also am interested in the fact that perhaps, maybe we may be contributing to it being successful, right? Are we contributing to it being successful by continuing to pay attention to it? Maybe, right? So I made a note the other day when Ange, I think Ange, you were the first one to post a clip of the interview, and you posted a clip on X, and you didn't post a link, and I haven't actually seen anyone post a link to the hidden true crime interview on YouTube, and I really appreciate that because I think that people have started to get their head around the fact that if you post a link to this in anger, you're doing exactly what they want you to. You're giving it more views, right? So, yeah, yes, no way. We're trying not to add to the traffic. Do not add to the traffic. If you don't support these people, do not add to the traffic. If you do, cool, right? If you agree with what they're saying, if you want to help them go through your life, you have a right to do so. They have a right to report in the way they want to report, free speech and all that, fine, right? But if you don't want to help them, don't help them. You're posting many clips so no one needs to click. Yeah, exactly. I haven't watched it. And I believe like people have got the idea already with Murder Sheet. Like people don't go and listen to them, right? That's why rage baiting is a thing. Yes, Sleuthy. Yes, right? So that's another thing. So on X, people don't realize this, but people are making a ton of money on X. There are some people on X who spend their whole day just posting shit that annoys other people so that everyone will comment. And these accounts are monetized, right? They're monetized and they're making sometimes like over $1,000 a week or more because they post shit that pisses people off, and other people are going to comment on that and go, that's bullshit. No, no, no. And then they'll repost and go, can you believe what that person said? And they love it. They love it, love it, love it. Because they make money out of it. The more engagement that they get, the more reposts, the more shares, they're more likely to get a bigger paycheck this week. And people don't even realize it, that they're helping them make money. Oh, Coffin Duffer. I would love to know what her paycheck each week is from X. And Facebook is the same. Facebook, people have monetized Facebook. I hate to say it, but the family of Kaylee Gonslavis is making money out of their page. Okay. They need to have their money to be able to go to Ada County for 3 months with their 10 people and get spa treatments. Cough Now is the internet sleuth that discovered Brian on Strava. Get out, lady. Oh, Mask Guy's I think Mask Guy might be Coffin Duffer. It might be a sock account. I've commented to Lauren that I don't agree with her. I never watch them. It makes me nauseous. Now, here's the other thing. Commenting. Even commenting on their videos helps their videos. Hate to say it, but it does. TikTok is big too. Yep. Oh, I got off FB a while ago. The only thing I do on FB, I stream to FB as a backup in case my YouTube gets taken down. My videos will be over there. But if anyone messages me over there, like, don't hold your breath for a response. uh, so a little shit posting is okay as a treat. Yeah, I know. But here's the thing, right? Like, I get really frustrated because I can't, sometimes I can't help myself and I really, really want to comment on something. And then I'm like, damn it, I just helped you. Damn it. Now I'm in a conversation with you in your comment section and I'm helping your video. It's like, if you would just be commenting on one of my videos, that's helping my video. But I'm helping your video. Damn it. And your videos don't need any help. And, okay, don't get me wrong, guys. I don't have any problem with content creators working hard and making money. And here's the other thing. Don't hate me for this, but Lauren and probably her husband too, I think they're probably working pretty hard, right? They probably are. It's not actually easy to make money on YouTube as a content creator or any of these platforms as a content creator. It's not actually easy. Like, they go out, they do the work, they travel, there's being on, like, producing all the content, doing everything. It's pretty hard, right? And then to keep people engaged and to have them keep their memberships up and things like that. I don't begrudge anybody making money as a content creator. It's hard, right? I don't agree with their point of view at all, but I don't have to agree with their point of view. Lots of people have different points of view to me. So they're not doing anything illegal. I just don't watch them and I don't support them, and I'm not going to help them make money. So my intention by showing you guys this is to just make you aware that it's a bit of a myth that they lost subscribers and money because of their stance on Delphi. They didn't. They increased their reach, their subscriber count, their views. And the reason they keep doing this is because whenever they make a video on this, they get a lot more views, right? So there's a reason. It's not just because they have some axe to grind or because they particularly love Nick or love the victims' families or feel so sad about it or anything like that. No, it's because it gets the viewers in. That's it. Right? It's a business. And nothing wrong with that, really. It seems a bit cold-hearted, but it's what it is. They should put more effort in verifying and reporting info correctly, especially when they pre-record shit and have an opportunity to do so. Well, I mean, that's a really good point. Going live is kind of different to doing a pre-record. You have more time. Yes, you can edit, and you would think that there would be more of an ability to get things right. But getting things right, as far as they're concerned, is getting things in the order that their interviewer likes. Sorry, the interviewee likes, right? So for example, Nick said that they couldn't have charged any of those people in the Frank's memo because, and he said it about 6 different ways, they all had an alibi, right? And she just left it at that. She went, okay. Okay. Sure. He went, oh, there's all these elements to murder, and we have to be able to prove murder, which they didn't. And we couldn't have gotten to probable cause, you see. And all these people that we investigated, and by the way, you know, like, they investigated it. Let's just be clear on that one. He did admit that
everything in the Frank's memo is investigation that we did.
That Yeah. He was he said really only that they all had an alibi. And she just left it at that. She didn't push it any further, but it was kind of like a token question. A token question that seemed kind of hard hitting, like, this will make all the doubters happy that I covered it. And he answered it by saying that, well, we couldn't place any of them in Delphi at the time. They all had alibis. Alibis, alibis, alibis. Well, Rick left by 1:30, didn't he? Yeah. So Nick knows how to deflect solving their own murders. Yeah, he's a bit of a politician in that way. Um, and yeah, the judge is why he got by with everything. And apparently he did the investigation. Oh no, we did. We did. That's our investigation. We did it. We did it. We did it. He said, he even admitted that he wasn't completely familiar with the beginning of the Odinism investigation. Then he had the audacity to say those are all 136 of his pages. Yeah, he couldn't remember. He couldn't remember how the Odinism theory started off or when exactly that all began. Was he even around back then? But he's not an investigator, right? Like, that wouldn't have been him. So that's a lie. But really, I mean, Lauren's asking the wrong person anyway. But he did take credit. He took credit for the whole Frank's memo. The very thing that has been a thorn in their side for several years now. He went and took credit for it because the defense didn't do their own investigation. They did it. Well, that's kind of their job, really, isn't it? Isn't that the state's job to investigate? It's not the burden of the defendant to investigate murders. It's the state's job to investigate murders. So good. I'm glad you finally admitted that you guys did it. Franks makes my eyes twitch. Seems all Nick did was come in and change the sketch to YBG and said OBG was cleared and was a different person. um, so it just reeks of deflection, and also the whole the whole interview seems to me it's a puff piece, right? It's a complete puff piece. They never spoke about the Reese Davis letters. No mention of the Reese Davis letters. What? Why? And what about the video? Right? What about the video? Did they talk about the video? Guys, by the way, like, I haven't been watching this thing. I'm hearing from everybody else that they didn't talk about this. I've watched a little bit on Andrew's channel and all the clips that people have been posting. I will not give them a view. Right? But tell me, guys, am I wrong? Did they talk at all about the Reese Davis letters? Right? Did they talk at all about that? Did they talk at all about the video? Oh, that's right. That's right. He did say it was leaked. Sorry. Sorry, I saw that. Saw that. It was leaked. 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 A public exhibit was leaked. He said leaked. Hey, Sean. Um, And he did cry like a bitch. I did see that, but no tears, like a narcissist. Um, that's right. Oh yeah, there was some talk of Bigfoot, and they're stealing my Yeti reference. I think I need to copyright strike them for that. Hey, unindicted conspirator. Um, did, did Nick talk about a snowman? Sam Squatch. Okay, so, right. Where I'm getting to here is, was there anything in this interview that was worth us really paying attention to? Are we getting to a point where these people going on this channel is worth our freaking attention? Maybe do we just send one person in? Do we just send one person in to go in, check it, see if there's anything in there, any nugget, and then come out, report, and go, yeah, it's all bullshit. It's nothing. And then they get one view. One. And then we all go, nah, I'm going to talk about you. JJ volunteers as tribute. Yeah, JJ's a good note taker. I'm not saying, like, guys, you guys can all do whatever you want, right? I'm just putting it out there that they love the attention, right? They love the attention. It only helps them to get these numbers, right? Because I'm not specifically saying that us going over there and the small kind of numbers that we have and viewing them is what's boosting the 140 something thousand views that they've got, but us continuing to talk about it and putting things up there on platforms and all that kind of stuff, like us giving them all of this, I suppose it's not really adulation, I don't know what the right word is, just attention, is like they're loving our seethe. You see, they're loving watching us seethe. And I just wonder what we can do about that. Is there anything we can do about that? Maybe if we're just aware of it. So I think we should just be aware of how beneficial this is to them. Like it's their currency. They love it. They love it. I got news for Fatty over there. The psychosis lasted longer than 2 weeks, and the timeline will make it quite clear what happened here. Cletus, you're called Dick McLetus. Sorry. I know what you're talking about now. You like watching him cry. He's not crying, Ange. He is not crying. Oh, please. I don't know. I really have an issue with Lauren for some reason in comparison to some guilters. Oh, you don't really have a problem with Lauren in comparison to some guilters. I don't mind her as much. Explain, Deep. Explain. Um, I, 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 I've watched Lauren do some of their stuff to do with the Latter-day Saints and um, the the whole Vallow Daybell thing, and then the Ruby Frankie thing, and um, like they know a lot about all that. Um, that coverage was pretty good. I just feel with this, I have a really bad feeling that this is all planned and orchestrated. I feel like they went into this gambling on him being found guilty, knowing full well that the majority of their existing audience would buy into that, were hoping he'd be found guilty. They were predisposed to him being guilty. That there was a proportion of his audience, of their audience, that thought he was innocent, but they could afford to lose some. But the gains were the gains they could get out of it were more worthwhile. So they were willing to gamble that small part of their audience for a bigger gain, and they did, and it paid off. And it's continuing to pay off. And they've only grown since. That's why she's been back to Delphi. She's gotten people on, continue to get people on to have these interviews. I don't believe they do anything without a measured statistical approach to decide whether or not it's going to be profitable. And P.S., what I was just showing you with those statistics, there was some dollar figures next to it. Those dollar figures are extremely misleading. All right, so I'll just bring it back up again. So I'll just go to, so see where it says, say for example, this is daily. Look at that. 5.8k to 94,000k yearly estimated earnings. That's an extremely wide range. But here's the thing. Those earnings are only ad revenue earnings, right? So that's firstly why it's such a broad range, right? Now, ad revenue earnings are the only thing that can be reported on this site. And so that is just a small percentage of the earnings that they get from YouTube based on people watching the ads before, middle, after a video. But YouTubers make their money in different ways, right? So, for example, memberships and super chats. So I would estimate, and this is just an estimation, guys, that they have 252,000 subscribers. I would estimate that of the 252,000 subscribers they have, that about 1% of their subscribers are paid members, right? So that's an educated guess. 1%, right? So and makes 100k a month. Okay, so just think about that for a minute. If 1% of their, 252,000 subscribers are paid members, and let's assume they're all the lowest tier members, and you know that there's always tiers of membership. The lowest tiers of member could be, I don't know, what, $3 a month. Let's go on the low side, right? Let's go $3 a month. $3 a month times 1% of 252,000. $75,600 a month. Am I wrong? I don't care if she makes money. No, 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 no. No, no. I'm just trying to make it clear that those figures are not something to go on. Right. And then there's super chats on top of that. And then there's um, merch and things like that. Right. So it's a business. That's all I'm trying to say, Luke. It's a business. Right. So the decisions that they're making in order to whether or not to continue with these videos aren't because they necessarily feel some sort of allegiance to the family or Nick or anything like that. They would absolutely be based on statistics of previous videos, whether or not they've done well, whether or not people are still interested, whether their members are saying that they want the videos, right? So there's absolutely, it would be absolutely silly of us to think that they would be not taking those things into account. I don't believe that these two have day jobs. I think this is what they do, right? So, no, I think they have every right to make money. I've said that from the beginning. I think they work hard. It's hard to retain people's memberships. It's really hard. I have only like a couple of hundred members maximum, right? And a lot of those are gifted memberships, and they run out every month, and then I rely on people to give more memberships. Yeah, so I don't make very much money. I barely make enough to cover my subscriptions that I need to run the channel, right? Because I'm tiny little channel. But here's these people, and that's their whole job. So I don't have any problem with any creator making money. I don't want to help them though, because I don't agree with their point of view. And I think that they're putting some false facts out. So I think it's something to be aware of. Oh, speaking of, thank you, Dali. Thank you. But this is not my full day job. Luckily for me, because I'd be starving, and my child would be starving. Yeah. Yeah. But most people who do YouTube and content creating don't do it for a living. It's when you get to that kind of level and you are actually able to support yourself, then that's when your priorities can change, I suppose, because you really are like paying your mortgage and feeding your children based off that being your job. So I have seen people change the way they choose their content and the way they report things, I suppose, when it gets to that point when they're no longer seeing it as like a sense of duty or a passion project, but they're starting to do it more because they need to put food on the table. And they're starting to just go after the numbers. Gary has to go on food stamps now. Well, I mean, he's got pretty big channel now too. Well, he has for a while. You filled out the membership, but it says I'm a member already. What? YouTube needs to fix that up. I think you're a member of my coffee club, Sean. I only rage quit everything. People probably have to do it as a second job till it builds. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some people give up their day job and try and do YouTube as a full-time job for a while and see if they can make it work, and then have to go back to full-time work because they're in debt. It's pretty sad because it's hard. It's really hard to make money on this. It really is. Um, and there's a lot of competition as well. There's heaps of competition. So I got to give it to anyone, Lauren and John as well, like to be able to get to a point where you can actually make a proper living out of it. Well done. And I think that it was probably all that coverage of the LDS stuff over the years that did it, that got them to that point. I just I don't support what they're doing with the Delphi case. That's simple. So, and yeah, I feel like there's a bit of a myth going on, a bit of a misunderstanding going on with uh, the people who've left their channel because of the coverage, that they think that a lot more people have left than actually have, right? They're still doing very, very well. And that's why they continue. So, and that's fine. They can continue to do very, very well. If you don't want to support them, don't inadvertently support them, right? So it's just something to consider. There are other people you can support, like Andrea, or whoever it is you want. Like professionals who give up their professional time, like full-time jobs for a little while, like Andrea did. There you go. If she makes a bit of cash for a while doing that, can't fault it. Can't fault anybody for making some money. But professional opinion, giving their professional opinion like that on a case and giving up their time, getting up early, doing the work, reporting back. I mean, I can't see how that's not worth the money. Hella should show us more Aussie children's shows in it. Oh, one day. I'll never support a man in a dress, to be honest. Okay. What man in a dress are you talking about? Rachel, I lost respect for her when she started attacking family members in the Daybell case. It was mean girl bad and shows character to me. Well, we can't have mean girls. We can't have mean girls. I don't know anything about that. Who did she attack? BP was like, RA had to wear that bag over his head because he spit. First note, those bags are meant to disorient, but even if he did, does the DOC not have access to things we call face masks? Yeah. You know what I didn't like? I didn't like when it wasn't Hidden True Crime, it was one of the news stations interviewed Becky and Mike, and Mike said the defense keeps blaming different people. First it was the Odinist, now it's Ron Logan, and he's been convicted. So this was not too long ago. Which one is it? It's not about who it was. And I think also we all get tied up in this a little bit ourselves, trying to solve who it was, when it's not about who else it was. It's about the fact that it wasn't Rick. It wasn't proven that it was Rick. That's the biggest thing. So if we could all focus on the fact it wasn't Rick, because that's what the appellate team has to focus on. It wasn't Rick, right? It wasn't proven that it was Rick. So it was all of us sitting around going, oh, but it's way more likely to have been that person. And I think I've cracked the case. That's all great, but it wasn't Rick because this. I just feel like that's so much more important. Yeah, well, nothing proves it was Rick though. Well, those are the main points, right? So here's the reasons why it wasn't Rick. He wasn't there at the time, right? None of his DNA was found there. The bullet doesn't actually match, right? So point, 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 point. And I feel like if we can put all of those things into a central space so that we can all refer to them, and we can make like a free Rick Allen task force, and every time we see people spouting off bullshit, we can go in and we can just bam, correct them, fix it without like going off on tangents about who else it was and our own theories and trying to one up one another with theories. Focus. I feel like that could do more good than what's currently happening. Yeah, get the time right. 12 to 1:30. That was when he was there. Make sure we've got the facts straight. He was there then, right? Why did he report himself to be there? Because he was answering the tip line, because they said, if you have any information, if you were there, if you know someone was there, if you saw anything, please call in. He did the right thing. That's why he called, right? That's it. So it's like he put himself out there not during the time of the crime. Yeah, the only people out there then was at least 6 people. I feel like all of these points need to be really clearly written out and stated, and no fluff, no extra bits, no. And also, Ron Logan lived over there, and it looks much. The bridge guy looks much more like him. No, 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 none of that. Right? Nothing that can cause a bunch of arguments. Just this is what we all agree on, and it points to not being Rick. Mavka, behave yourself. Um, if we have all that, we can all just start singing the same tune. Because whilst we're all trying to one up one another with theories, we look like we're all fighting with one another. So I was trying to get to with Kara yesterday, because Kara tweeted about how long the appellate process is likely to take. And it's depressing. It's really depressing. Like Gigi, you know about the situation with Zach, like what we went through when it first started, and we're still we're 2 years in now, and what really helped was all of us having that website to go to and having everybody just know what the main facts were. And when we saw people having streams and stuff about how he's guilty, having conversations about how this man is a murderer and disgusting and a stalker, we'd all just get in there and go bam, 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 fact, right? Like a SWAT team. And we'd all be singing the same tune. We wouldn't be fighting against one another. We'd go in, do the job, get out. Mavka, stop it. Are we not already fact spewing? What am I missing? Kat, what you're missing is that you're doing a great job. Sorry, you're doing a great job, Kat. What you're missing is that there's a bunch of people in this community who are bickering with one another over what the third party culprit issue is, right? So I have this theory that Ron Logan did it, and I have this theory that all of the evidence has been tampered with, and you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, this happened. No, this happened. And then there are creators that are fighting amongst one another. Oh, she's a mean girl. Right? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And it's not helping. It's not helping. We need to work together. We are a very tiny pond. The community don't matter. All theories welcome, and people are going to have different perspectives and motives for conversation. Look, here's the thing, right? I've seen this work better than this. I have. Okay, maybe the difference was when I saw it work better, there was one person who took control of it, and that person knew the facts really, really well, and they controlled the narrative, and everybody respected that person, and he was there for most of the streams about it. There was a central point, there was a website, there was give, send, go. Everything revolved around that person. That was the brother of the man convicted. Here we don't really have that. We don't. We've got a bunch of people who know a lot about the case, but then we've got sort of people on the peripheral who are like, oh, I'm got my knickers in a twist because I wasn't told that that bit of that exhibit was going out, and when are the defense attorneys going to release things? And then we've got hidden true crime who are saying, oh, the prosecutor's about to give me some exhibits. Oh, really? Okay. And of course, I mean, the court should be putting exhibits out. And then, yeah, like, there's no coordinated effort to help. And we don't even know what we can do to help. And that's why I asked Kara yesterday. I'm like, Kara, is there anything us as a community can do to actually help Rick and his team right now? And she said she'd get back to me. That's fine. It's fine. But I just feel so helpless. Cat, yeah. Everyone thinks that solving the crime will free Rick Allen. That is not true. They will just say Rick was a part of it. Yeah. Solomon is Zach's brother. Yeah, I miss Solomon just chatting, talking about his renovations like baby. Solomon's going to be back soon. He's going to be on my streams following the trial run in a few weeks' time. It's a mass media story. Are we just going to leave it at that, Luke? Are we just going to say it's a 10,000 times bigger story, so that approach can't work? I don't know. We're a group without a task at the moment. Idle hands, maybe, but I just don't see that is a good enough reason to be at each other's throats. I hated that I had no idea who was caught being girls till I re-listened because I was in and out during that. I unsubscribed a few days ago. No one should be acting like that. Hey, I was live when that all happened. I was like, what's going on? Oh. Yeah. There were there will be ways to help. Just have to get a few things sorted first. It's not been easy. Cool, Michael. Well, you know what? When you do know, please, I know I'm new here, right? But I have skills. I have talents. There are things I can do, and I'm open to helping on my free time for nothing, with no self-interest. I don't care. And I have, like I said, I have some experience in this sort of thing. I've helped raise a lot of money for a certain defendant. Not just money, but I've also helped raise awareness for him. So, yeah, it's not my first rodeo when it comes to a wrongful conviction. And yeah, this may be a 10,000 times bigger story, but I still think it's relevant. Yeah. If we use Hello, we can be cranking 24 hours a day. I don't have that much energy. Yeah, you sure do, Hello. Thank you. Puzzle will fit perfect someday, have faith. Look, all I actually really care about right now is not just proving that Rick is innocent, but just getting him the hell out of there. And we're several years off that right now, but I feel like that should be the focus. I feel like a lot of the people following this, like they true crime watchers and true crime people, they like to solve mysteries, and that's fine. That's completely fine. But we've got a man who's in prison who has mental issues and has been through a lot and may not make it. Goal: get him out. Getting him out means show that something went wrong in the trial process. Yeah. Cool. Hella design stream to create logo for RA, brainstorm on Discord. Yeah. Look, here's the thing. I'm happy to do all that, but I want to do it with input from people, because if I'm going to put my time into something like that, I don't want to do that and then just have a like design by committee, people coming along and going, oh no, that's not going to work because of these reasons. Yeah, I want to do it the right way. So why aren't his attorneys exercising the what? ADA Act. They tried to treat his mental illness with a treatment that causes mental. They didn't make any. They didn't even acknowledge that he had a mental illness. Really, like, mental illness isn't a thing. It's just not a thing. It's just like, what, mental illness? Nah, let's just put him in a hole for a while. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Yeah, that's what you do, isn't it? That's what you do. Yeah, it's sickening. It's so sickening. It makes me really, really sad every time I think about it. And that's why that's the biggest reason, really, why I don't support what Hidden True Crime are doing in their agenda, and why I just don't want to help them make money out of it. And that, again, I'm fine with them making money, and people want to support them. That's their right to do so. I just don't want to be part of that. And just watching their videos and watching an ad at the beginning of their videos or making a comment actually helps them make money. And it's good to be aware of that. I don't have to be a member or send them a super chat to help them. Sharing their link, yep, writing a comment, that all helps them. So that's something that I want to be aware of. And if you weren't aware of it, now you are. And a lot of people here are, but it's just, I know some people aren't. So it surprises me sometimes, like the whole idea of engagement, and then making money out of engagement. It's a misunderstood thing, and it's gotten so much bigger in the last few years. Yes, we can boycott whoever we want. First best GG. Yeah. They weren't treating mental illness. Yeah, they were using Haldol as a chemical restraint to keep him from injuring himself on their watch. It's all about reducing liability. Reducing liability. I thought of it that way. I just learned you can comment on videos. I thought it was just live chat. Oh, yeah. And comments really help the video in the algorithm. And comments are a really good way to check whether or not people's view counts are real, right? So if you suspect that someone's buying views and they're not being truthful about how popular their videos are, like if you think that they're getting onto some site and just buying, fake views, if you actually go into their comment section and you see that there's real comments from people, and like you can tell when comments are real, right? You can tell when they're just like generated by bots. They're usually short and they're repetitive, but when they're from real people, like they have spelling mistakes, and they use like colorful language and things like that. If there's real comments in there with replies, then most likely the views are real. Yeah. You're not a robot. Good. Yes, Michael. Yeah, it happens. They're not too expensive either. Not for a channel that's making a decent amount of money. But I don't know why. I don't think that that particular channel would, just because they've got pretty good numbers anyway. So I think that they'd organically have pretty good numbers. It would throw their statistics out. So I wouldn't think they are. But I mean, someone was asking about it earlier, so comments are the biggest algo booster. Chat isn't a factor in the algo. I think chat is. Chat is, but comments are more. My favorite is a video that is over 10 minutes long and comments saying how good it is when the video hasn't been up for more than a minute. Michael's channel is about to take off. Oh, Michael with the evidence. Yeah, off you go. Do you want a link to go buy some views, Michael? I charge a very low $25 per view for when you decide to start up that YT channel. Oh yeah, it's impossible for some people to read all their comments. I try really hard. Like sometimes when I get a couple of hundred comments, which is rarely, I still try and answer everybody's, because I just feel like it's so rude to not read comments. It's like someone's bothered to write a comment, even if then it's a nasty comment. Like it's so nice of them to take time out of their day to write a comment. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm about to send you over to Sean. Sean's doing a stream on Andrew Tate. I hope he's absolutely burying him. Yeah. Yeah, it is nice. Smaller channels are nice because you actually get to interact with the with the channel. The bigger channels, it's really hard sometimes to get any interaction or even to chat with other chatters because there's so many people. Okay, guys. Yeah, we're going to go over to Sean. Say hello, Raid, when you get there. Thanks for hanging out and chatting, guys. It's been nice to talk about a bit of Free Ricky stuff. And one other thing, if Hidden True Crime does come out with some exhibits, they better not go the whole copyright strike route with that stuff because they're public exhibits. If they do, they should be reported to YouTube themselves and to the courts. So I don't know exactly what can be done about that. Perhaps we need to get a copyright lawyer to advise, but that would be terrible if that happened. So yeah, watermarks only. But yeah, I really hope that that's not what's going to happen because as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, dear, please don't let that be the case. All right, so yeah, I've got my eyes peeled waiting to see whether something drops over on that channel, but you'd think it would have by now. She did say it was coming and she didn't drop anything, so we'll see. Oh, Greenlee's a copyright lawyer. Oh, great. Jeez, fantastic. I didn't know that. Alrighty, time for the song, everybody.
Her name was Helen. She was an Aussie. She was a fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. The co-host is Dolly and she dances sometimes. The words are always so loud and because she's an 803. To the attention, excited utterance. Her cat is staring for